Home ownership and individual property rights, something worth fighting for. Homesteading, it's not just a tax break, it can complicate your life. Kravis on Broadway's 2014-15 season announced, what a lineup. Hello and welcome, I'm Kurt Fonger. All this and more right now on South Florida Real Estate Update. Golf and water. Usually they don't mix in properties around South Florida, but here they do. This is Alex Haig of the Stuart Downtown office of Illustrated Properties. And tell me about where we are right now, the Stuart Yacht and Country Club.
Right, we're at the Stuart Yacht and Country Club, which is centrally located in Stuart. Proximity to the St. Lucie Inlet, which is actually some people call the Stuart Inlet, right at the center of the sailfish capital of the world.
So you can just get in your boat and go out the inlet and start catching and releasing.
Yep, you can make a hole-in-one in the morning and catch a sailfish in the afternoon. So,
tell me about the golf here.
The golf is fantastic. I've been a member here for a couple of years. There's a really robust community of golfers that range from, we have some gentlemen that have actually won senior British Opens that are play here. We've had some gentlemen from the tour play here. And then you have, hackers like myself, but we have a really, broad range, and there's a broad range of memberships as well. So it's affordable for, some folks, and there's equity memberships as well.
And if you've never been here before at the Stuart Yacht and Country Club, you'll be amazed at the variety of homes here and the price point.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get entry level in here is going to be around $200,000, and we can go up to around 1.2. Some of the properties have sold for that are on the water with the ocean access that we talked about.
You have about 500 homes here?
Yeah, there's 544 homes, townhomes, villas, and single-family homes. Majority are single-family homes.
So you're talking about families can live in this?
Yeah, absolutely. There are families here. There's retirement folks here. It's a really broad range, and it's a great myriad of different characters that live in here. So it's perfect for families, and then if we have the retiree snowbirds here as well.
Okay. Alex Haig of the Downtown Illustrated Properties office in Stuart. Thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update, and good luck here in Stuart Yacht and Country Club.
Thank you, Kurt.
Welcome back to South Florida Real Estate Update, and I'm delighted to welcome back Jim Chiaffi, the Juris Doctor.
Nice to see you again, Kurt.
Does not have his stethoscope today for various reasons, but he's still the heartbeat of the legal profession. Jim, we ask you here today to talk about homesteading in Florida. Most of us think of homesteading just as a tax break, but it has legal ramifications as well.
Yes, especially with regard to judgments. The property in Florida owned by a person whose primary residence, that lien of the judgment is not effective against that particular property. A judgment is 10 years from the time that it's actually recorded in the public records, and the homeowner could actually take steps to affirm that that is the homestead property and not subject to the lien of the creditors.
So if I'm deeply in debt and my creditors are coming after me and I'm living in my property that is homesteaded, they can't touch it.
That's correct.
And that's why O.J. Simpson moved to Florida.
That's right. He wanted to avoid all those judgments that were against him.
So he could be living in Florida in his home and be safe from having it touched to him.
Yes.
What other kind of legal protections does homesteading give you?
Well, in Florida, the Florida Constitution states that a spouse has to consent to the transfer or the mortgaging of a property. So very oftentimes, for instance, before you were married, you might have bought property in your individual name.
Right.
Then the marriage occurs and you decide you want to transfer the property, sell it. If that's your primary residence, your spouse has to actually sign the deed along with you.
Even though she's not on the deed itself,
yes,
she has to agree to the sale of the property.
Yes, because the original drafters of the Florida Constitution wanted to protect spouses so they weren't shocked when they came home one day and the spouse said, sorry, I sold your property and it's not ours any longer. And just to give them that right that they would have to consent to the sale of that property.
Well, let's say I'm married and I want to buy a home in my own name and get a mortgage on it. Does that same rule apply?
Yes, you can do that. And by the way, we call this the horrors of homestead because we've had so many horror stories result from that. An individual might say, okay, I'm going to buy a property in my own name and it's going to be my primary residence, not realizing that the spouse has to sign the mortgage which they do. If you happen to be in a state where you're separated from your wife or getting a divorce, you might not realize that that disgruntled spouse has to also sign the mortgage at the time you close on that transaction, as long as you're married. So we recently had a closing that had to be postponed a month because the wife refused to sign the mortgage until the divorce became final. We could finally close. So that's one of those horrors of homestead stories.
So the legal concept here is that if I have a big debt before I'm married, say $10,000, after I get married, my spouse isn't automatically $5,000 in the hole.
That's correct.
But if I have a home and want to transfer it, she has to sign.
That's right. And we also had an interesting story, cultural differences. We're having a lot of Asians and others coming into the marketplace. Yeah. So we had a gentleman from Thailand obtaining a mortgage, and we told him, you'll have to have your spouse sign the mortgage. He said, my Thai wife or my American wife? Fortunately, we found out the American wife was the legal wife, the Thai wife, which is the ceremonial wife, so we only had the one wife sign the mortgage.
Any other stories about homesteading? You must run into a lot of messes.
Well, we do. There was a sale recently where the parties were getting divorced. It usually happens in situations where the parties are in a state of separation or divorce, when the party thinks they can just sell the property without the other spouse's consent. But this gentleman actually put the property on the market, not even thinking that his spouse would have to sign the documents. And they're going through the divorce, and now she's saying, no, I'm not going to sign that deed unless you give me a certain amount of money. So she's holding it over his head that he has to pay her some money before she'll sign the deed.
But
so that's the consideration.
Let's not lose the concept here, though. The concept is you're protecting the roof over your head if you're married, that one person just can't sell it and say, hey, I've taken the money, and then you're out.
Right.
Okay.
That's the basis.
Jim Chiaffi, thank you for the, this is why you have a lawyer. Really, if you're in a real estate transaction, this is why you have a lawyer, because it may be simple to sign, but
you have to sort out the complexities
you
of the
have
situation.
to live with it. Okay, Jim Chiaffi, the Juris Doctor.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
Pleasure.
Closed captioning brought to you by Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep. Choosing the right real estate agency and realtor makes a dramatic difference in the outcome of your transaction and overall experience. So before you make your decision, make sure your realtor has a solid understanding of the local market, lifestyles, and opportunities, as well as strong connections and trusted resources. Knowledge, experience, cutting-edge technology. This is our culture. This is our promise. Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep.
We've all experienced guests that just will not leave.
You got the bug channel on here?
That was like that.
Nothing seems to make them leave.
Where did you buy this ham?
You're out of mustard, FYI.
Occupado.
They're everywhere.
Let's talk this over.
I'm Victoria Magaldi. Palm Coast Pest Control is family owned and operated. We are committed to getting rid of all your unwanted guests. Call us today.
You think you know swimming pools? This is a swimming pool, and this is Larry Rowe, the guy who built it, LB Rowe Pools. Larry, this started as just a piece of dirt, a new house.
Yep, a new house. John Reichert built the house, and we came in and he hired us to build the pool and design it with him, and we went over it step by step, and this is what we came up with.
Okay. What was the thinking? This is a unique design.
Yeah, it's got the infinity spa. They got kids. They wanted the waterfalls. They wanted the grotto the kids can play in. All LED lighting. I mean, it's got a lot of features for it. And it's all controlled by automation inside the house.
Okay, tell me about the spa.
The spa is right off the master bedroom. Pretty good location. Most people like it. It's gas heated. Heats very fast. They can turn it on from their phone, from the keypad. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Okay. And the grotto, it's for the kids.
Yeah, the grotto is basically you can turn it on wide open, and it creates a big waterfall, and the kids can play on it and dive off of it, jump off of it, whatever they want to do.
Tell me about these decks.
This is a pretty popular deck called Travertine, very popular. It's a 4-piece pattern. Everybody seems to like it, and the prices come way down on it. And it's a nice cool deck too in the summer. It doesn't get hot.
Okay, most of us have, if we have a swimming pool, we have a concrete hole in the ground that's rectangular. What is the cost factor when you're making something in a unique design?
I would say to get it, the upgrades are about 20% more
Really?
Yeah, that's about all
The
it
difference
is.
between a plain old rectangular square pool and this.
Yes, and a lot of people that get the basic pool just for a little bit more money, they could do the upgrade on the deck, the LED lighting, and make it something nice instead of really plain.
And you put in a fire pit in the back.
Yeah, behind the wall there's a fire pit, and we'll go around and show you that in a little while, but it's really cool.
Because it's a gathering place. The pool is not just a place to swim anymore.
Yeah, and those few months out of the year where it's cool, fire pits are very popular. Everybody seems to want one anymore, and they got gas on the house, so it's really easy to just run gas over there to hook it up. It works out well.
So once again, you sat down and you designed a unique pool on just a piece of flat earth.
Yeah, well, the homeowner, like I said, he's a builder, and he's seen a lot of jobs, and he wanted something different, and we made him something different. So it works well.
Larry Rowe, what an accomplishment, this pool. Congratulations, it's a beautiful place to swim.
Thank you very much, Kurt.
Here in Banyan Lakes, we're talking to Larry Rowe of LB Rowe Pools. I'm talking with Adam Emanuel of Adams Air Conditioning about new technology that seems too good to be true. When the sun shines and you're using more air conditioning, this can help make it more efficient.
Oh, absolutely, Kurt. New product here made locally in the United States, and it can save you over 50% on your air conditioning electric bill.
Now, normally when we think of solar power, we think of heating. This is cooling.
Absolutely. This helps your cooling. No question about it.
So tell me how it works here.
Well, it's a pretty simple technology. Unlike the solar panels that you typically use, which create electricity, what this does is it hooks up to your outside unit of your air conditioning system, and it assists the compressor in pumping the refrigerant through the system. Lowers the electrical usage of the compressor by about 70%.
Okay, so how do I get one of these?
Oh, you just call us.
But I can't put it on my old air conditioner.
No, you really can't. It needs to be installed with some new type of air conditioning so it works properly and you have a full warranty available to you.
But this can be put on the roof of your house or on the ground.
Well, that's the really nice thing about it. It could be mounted over your air conditioner, not taking up additional space. It's a small 5 foot by 5 foot footprint, and it could be mounted on your roof. It could be mounted on a wall. So you have your options.
Okay, now here's something that even is better. This will pay for itself.
Oh, absolutely. Not only that, the federal government may help you pay for it. They offer a 30% tax credit.
So how does that work mathematically?
Well, I'm not the accountant, but if you fall into that category where you could take advantage of that tax credit, pretty much it'll pay for about 30% of the system.
Okay. So once again, this is a solar power unit that makes your air conditioner more efficient just when the sun shines.
When the sun shines.
The coolant comes through this and magically expands, and that takes some of the work away from your compressor.
Exactly. You got it down good.
Okay. Adam Emanuel of Adams Air Conditioning, thanks for showing us this new solar technology that makes your air conditioner more efficient.
Does your home have curb appeal? The impact of landscaping, especially here in South Florida, is incredible. It's a big part of how we assess the value of a home, a community, even a lifestyle. It takes vision, talent, and expertise to create a design that makes a truly great impression, one that will wow you today and grow throughout the years. Innovative, green, and gorgeous. Impact Landscaping, the clear choice. We're all inundated with promotional messages about how to secure a mortgage. It's hard to know what to do. That's where Janine Henryon from Group 1 Mortgage comes in. Not only does she have the expertise to uncover your best options, she is there to help you every step of the way.
Janine was an amazing person to work with. She was always there for me. I could call her any time of the day. She supported me through the entire process and made me achieve my dream.
Janine Henryon. Count on her to go the extra mile. There's a reason why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. They want to help their buyers secure a homeowner's policy that delivers the best coverage and cost. As an independent insurance agent who is connected with over 25 A-rated companies, David Dunham Insurance connects homeowners with the best worry-free options available. confidence, security, and cost adds up to peace of mind. That's why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. Shouldn't you?
We are here in beautiful Dreyfus Hall where the magic happens for Kravis on Broadway 2014-2015. This is Linda Birdsey. You know her. You're from the Kravis Center, and everyone's excited about Book of Mormon.
Oh my gosh, they should be excited about Book of Mormon because it's going to be a very hot ticket. It's a very popular show on tour and on Broadway, and we are excited that's going to be on our season this year.
Tony Award winning Parker and Stone, the creators of South Park.
You got it.
Sellout.
It's going to be a sellout, so you know what? Become a subscriber so you can guarantee you're going to have your seats.
Okay, quickly. There are 5 other shows besides Book of Mormon. Let's talk about Cinderella.
Oh, Cinderella. It's Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, so you have all that beautiful music of Rodgers and Hammerstein. I've seen the show in New York. It's absolutely stunning. The costuming, the staging. It's funny. It's for family. I would say, don't miss that one.
Memphis? Not familiar with that.
Memphis is a very interesting show. Great music, great rock and roll from the 50s. It deals with segregation. There's a whole romantic story in there. Great book. And again, you have that great rock and roll music of that era.
Anything Goes?
Anything Goes. Cole Porter. I mean, we just have it.
That goes back.
It does. But again, it's a great show and, just a great night of theater.
Now, Flashdance, some people think you know Flashdance from the movie, but this is different.
Well, Flashdance, it is Flashdance the musical, so it's the stage version of the movie, and there are original music from that movie, but also some new songs will be added to. All the great dancing from Flashdance, as you remember, you're going to see just totally terrific show.
And everybody loves Pippin, but this one is a surprise on stage.
Pippin has been revived, and this is a revival that's added a whole circus component. So you've got that whole music of Pippin, but you have a whole circus element, and it's a great, great night at Broadway.
Okay, now how do I get tickets for these great shows?
Well, the best way to get tickets, Kurt, is to become a Kravis on Broadway subscriber. And you go to kravis.org/Broadway, and it has all the information right there to our official site, kravis.org/Broadway, and that'll let you know exactly how you can get those tickets.
And remember, that's the official site.
Correct.
kravis.org/Broadway. Okay. Linda Birdsey, thank you. Popcorn is extra, of course, here at the Kravis Center. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We are in the fabulous Jupiter Country Club community built by Toll Brothers. I'm here with Division President Jim McDade. Welcome to the program, Jim.
Thanks for coming.
Tell me about this magnificent home.
This is the Casa Vincenza, and it is magnificent, isn't it? It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, beautiful home in what we call our Heritage Collection, and we can't keep them on the shelf right now. We're just doing great out here.
The ceilings here, for somebody tall like me and you, are just awesome.
Yeah, they're vaulted, lots of room, big open floor plan. Of course, that leads right out to the outdoors, which, outdoor living and, hanging out by the pool. That's what people are really coming to Jupiter to do.
Every property on the golf course or on a preserve. And this is an open floor plan, as you say. Very, very casual.
Yeah, people want to entertain. They want to hang out in the kitchen, have their friends over, watch a ball game. And this house and most of our homes are very conducive to doing just that.
And you have options in the home.
Yeah, many options. You can personalize your home. We have a catalog of pre-planned options where people can personalize their home to their heart's content.
You go upstairs and you have the privacy of a couple of bedrooms upstairs and then a huge master downstairs.
Yeah, that master, you could probably bowl in that master in that master bathroom. It's enormous, and like you said, the bedroom's upstairs, so if you have guests who want to keep things separate, it works out great.
So you're keeping a balance here between luxury and a casual lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. It's a country club lifestyle, but it's not a stuffy country club lifestyle. People, we have everything from newlyweds, people just starting out with new families, all the way to the empty nesters. So a little bit of everything in between, and very casual environment.
And lots of golf and lots of nature.
Of course, golf, nature, fitness, yoga classes, every kind of fitness class you can imagine. And then, of course, like you said, the golf is sort of the linchpin to the whole thing.
I'm ready to move in. Jim McDade, thank you very much, Toll Brothers.
Thank you.
Here at Jupiter Country Club.
It starts with a roof inspection. As a current homeowner, a buyer, or a seller, it's best to identify a roof's condition to determine the next course of action, if any. You can depend on the experts at State Certified Roofing to provide an honest and credible assessment of the roof and present options based on insurance company specifications, durability, design, cost, scheduling, and installation. State Certified Roofing, certified to ensure excellence.
Who is it?
I'm Roger, of Adams Air Conditioning.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to technicians showing up on time.
We get that a lot. May I come in?
It's so hot in here.
Exactly 92.4 degrees to be exact.
Just look at my kids.
Do something for Pete's sake.
Help me, Roger of Adams Air Conditioning. You're our only hope.
I'm on it.
You did it! Thank you!
No need to thank me. It's what we do.
I am delighted to be here talking with John Seabree, who's the Senior Vice President for Public Policy for Florida Realtors. John, it's good to see you here.
It's great to see you.
Now, what does that title mean?
Well, that means that I'm looking out for the public policy, which is as I've said to many people before, there are 3,000 bills that are introduced in a legislative session. The public can't look out for that themselves. The homeowner can't know how many of those bills are going to impact them specifically, but we're watching out for all of that. So as the Director of Public Policy, I'm making sure that our staff is reading every single one of those bills, but also getting the point out to legislators at all levels that homeowners have issues and we have solutions, and let's do what we can to make life better for homeowners.
So what are those issues in Tallahassee?
Well, in Tallahassee, they range from, it's pretty amazing that, realtors don't just sell a house, they sell a community. Mm-hmm. So the people who buy that house want to know that the schools are good. They want to know that the beaches are renourished. They want to know that we have clean water. So realtors aren't just focused on property tax and down payment assistance, the things that you might normally think of that a realtor would be worried about. They're worried about everything that relates to quality of life and what impact that might have on the property value.
At the state level, what can we do about flood insurance these days?
Oh, that's an interesting one because most people are so focused on flood insurance as a federal issue. Mm-hmm. The state has decided, you know what, we need something to compete with the federal government on flood insurance, so let's promote a private flood market. So in the current legislature, the 2014 legislature, a bill passed the Senate unanimously that would open up the market and basically create a regulatory framework that brings private companies into the market to start writing.
Because we pay a lot more to the federal government
Yes.
in flood insurance than we ever get back.
It's very well known that Floridians since 1978 have paid in $24 billion in premiums to the National Flood Insurance Program, yet our payouts through claims have been under $4 billion. So we are sending $4 to Washington for every $1 we're getting back, and that means states like Illinois and Colorado and others are maybe not getting flood insurance in the volume that they should. We're in Florida. We all have it. We just don't have floods like the rest of the country. We have wind events, but we don't typically have flooding events.
Every homeowner wants to know about taxes these days.
Yeah, so at the state level, there's not a great deal happening for homeowners on property tax this year. The main tax issue has to do with sales tax on commercial leases. Mm-hmm. And this is pretty interesting because Florida is the only state in the nation that charges a sales tax on commercial rent. So if you're a small mom and pop down at the corner, or if you're in a strip mall, you pay your rent every month, but then you pay the 6% sales tax on top of that. Mm. So that raises the cost of goods to
That can
consumers.
be a killer for your margins.
Well, it's a huge issue. If you're a small business owner, that 6% could be the difference between keeping the doors open, hiring a new staff member, expanding to a larger space. So, it's pretty unique that we're the only state in the nation that has this. The problem is to do away with it would cost the government $1.2 billion. Now that's the way government looks at things. Right. We've had studies done that show if you do away with this tax, the economic impact would be more like $20 billion because of the revenue generation that it does. So it's a fight in the legislature, and so.
Okay, Tom Day of Illustrated Properties says hi, by the way.
Oh, that's
okay.
great. Hello back.
Well, come back to South Florida Real Estate Update, John,
I would
please.
love it. I would love it
and give us
anytime.
updates.
Thank you. Okay. I appreciate it.
John Seabree, the Senior Vice President for Public Policy for Florida Realtors. They call this place the Sunshine State for a reason. And what better reason to have a solar car here from the University of Michigan. Chuck Hutchins, longtime U of M grad and advisor to the solar car team.
I've been with them now for 25 years.
So what's the car doing here today in North Palm Beach? It's drawn a crowd here.
Well, it's a humbling experience, but it's here to honor Ann and me for 25 plus years of support.
Tell me about the fuel efficiency and where this car goes and how fast it goes. Tell me about it. Sell me the car.
We'll run all day on a day, like right now, we'll run all day at the speed limit. Just smooth and quiet.
And you've been in races all over the world, including Australia.
Have raced, I think, 7 times in Australia, from Darwin to Adelaide, and we've raced 11 times in the U.S. From various routes. We won the last race in the U.S. by 10 hours over the second place car. We took 40 hours to go from Rochester, New York to Minneapolis, and the second place car took 50 hours.
And as long as the sun's shine, it works. And you're looking for a place to park this car here in South Florida.
Yeah, we're hoping to park it at the South Florida Science Center, and that's going to be between the university and the Science Center, but we would love to have it there, telling the story of solar car racing and where Michigan fits in that game.
Chuck Hutchins, thanks for being here. And that's the Fonger Camp today. The sun is shining. That's why we have a solar car.
If you're asking yourself, will anyone help me save my home? Direct your question to James A. Chaffee, Esquire, a.k.a. the Juris Doctor. Through his daily practice and legal advice column, Mr. Chaffee provides his diagnosis and a path to help homeowners achieve the best possible outcome. If you're dealing with a tough situation or simply closing on a home, don't go it alone. Make sure you have proper representation. The Juris Doctor, real estate attorney James A. Chaffee, by your side.
Do you want the best deal on carpeting? Call us last! Do you want the best deal on hardwood and laminate? Call us last! Want the best deal on tile? Call us last! At Bargain Bob's, we're so sure of our price, product, and service that we want you to call us last. Bargain Bob's, one call, that's all. 561-848-0808.
There you are. That wraps it up for today. Luxury real estate. The rich and the fabulous are attracted to the South Florida lifestyle. We go behind the scenes to learn about the luxury real estate market with Rick Mosier of Christie's International Real Estate and Tom Day, Senior Vice President for Illustrated Properties. Plus, we're back with Part 2 of Public Policy and Home Ownership. Florida Realtor Senior Vice President of Public Policy, John Seabree, joins us. This and much more next week on South Florida Real Estate Update. I'm Kurt Fonger. Have a good week.